We've got a very special guest here, a very good friend of mine, Chris from New Jersey. He looks like a serious guy. I see him on the live stream. Keep this video call interesting. The best thing I could think of is to interview interesting and handsome people on a regular basis. And today's turn is Chris from New Jersey. Chris, tell us about yourself.
Well, actually, I'm not from New Jersey. I'm in Maryland.
Okay. Yep, you are correct. It did say the word Maryland, but you visited New Jersey once, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes, I spent a summer there. Yes, as a child. Yes, I spent a summer.
Okay.
Millville, New Jersey.
Okay, so you had good memories. Usually, people's childhood much better memories than it actually was at that particular time.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was
good
fun.
time.
I'm glad to hear that. And what part of Maryland are you at?
I'm north of Baltimore, White Marsh area, right off of I-90.
That is the suburbs. That is the suburbs. So it's still beautiful in the suburbs. Nothing happened. The suburbs stayed beautiful.
Yes. Nice place right off of 95. I'm 2 minutes off of I-95 interstate.
Excellent. And how long have you been in the financial selling business?
Oh, boy. Wow. Over 20 years.
So you've got a long history. You definitely have the look as a financial salesperson. You have the voice of a financial salesperson. We all know that the financial selling involves two skill sets. One is to be good telephonically and being good face-to-face. Those are the two skill sets are needed. I suppose you have those two skill sets. What are you selling now?
Sell health insurance. A lot of health insurance and some life insurance as well.
Health insurance, I know, had a tremendous transformation when Obamacare passed. Commissions went way down. A lot of people got out of the business, but that business still exists.
Yes, it does. And I sell alternatives to the exchange. As an example, I don't know if I can say the name of the products, but
you could say it. You could say it.
Okay, great. Company called New Era, Philadelphia American.
And what are they selling?
Selling fixed cost health plans. As an example, like I guess we would know it as an indemnity plan.
Limited benefit plans.
Yes.
Very telephonic intensive. Very closing over the phone type of product. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is, and it's fun. What you find is that a lot of people that don't like their health plan right now, and they want an alternative, and they say, first they say, I don't know if I want a limited benefit plan, and the reason why is might not cover everything. Well, in a lot of cases, you end up getting money back. You can go wherever you want, any doctor. There is a network. If you stay in a network, you get discounts. If you go outside of the network, you can, you can still do well. A lot of there's a lot of transparency in this. Because what you're doing is you're going to a doctor saying, hey, what's the cash price? And they say the cash price? Yes. So a doctor visit might be $150, okay, that they bill Major Medical. Major Medical says you're only going to get $40. So they take it. With our plan, you can get $140. And they're only charging you $80 or $90. So you actually can make money.
You're getting the deep discount that the insurance companies get.
Well, the cash price is different. The cash price is more to the benefit of the consumer and to the doctor, actually. They don't get that $140 or whatever from Blue Cross Blue Shield or United Healthcare. They say, all right, well, we'll give you $40. So what ends up happening is if you ever go to the doctor, there's 3 people at the same time that you're there. And you're waiting with those 3 people because the doctor needs 3 visits to equal 1 if it's a cash paying customer.
For what little I know about your business, it's very phone intensive. If you sound good on the phone and you could close well on the phone, you've got a career, if I'm not mistaken. And you've got the skill set, so that's probably why you're continuing to do that. I'm not sure you realize this, Chris, but the websites that we created initially, multiple years ago, was specific for people that were selling limited benefit plans. If you notice, when you click around the NAIP website system, one of the sections is banners and hyperlinks. If you click that, we made banner images for the 13 largest health insurance companies, including a few limited benefit plans. And they have the wording, click here to enroll. Humana, United, all these different companies, it has the wording, click here to enroll. And you're supposed to put the link of whatever company you're working with in that box, and the people will be able to click to enroll.
Oh, wow. That's great.
You may have not realized that, but that's what it was for. And you could also create your own banner image, but we did make banner image for the 13 largest health insurance companies out there. In addition, I did notice a website a couple of years ago that had at the very top banner, at the very top, which is the place where people are most likely to click. I know there was a company that was supplying some sort of website system. Obamacare open enrollment starts November 1st. Click here. And that's where if you're highlighting one particular company, that's where you put the link to the company that you're working with, and with whatever wording you want and whatever link you want. And you'll notice that, I believe it's in the back office where it says pop up over header.
Okay.
And that's specifically what that is for, because these websites really are designed for people that sell over telephonically more so than anyone else, because those are the people that definitely need a website.
Yes.
Hopefully you'll put the website on your own domain name. Hopefully you'll do the proper steps to move up the search engine, Google Local, Bing Places, Google Maps. But in essence, you need easy links to products that you're making money from. And that's exactly what this is doing.
Okay. And they can actually fill out the application there?
If the company that you're working with has that online enrollment, the answer is yes.
Oh, great.
That's all it is. That we've set this up. These are the people that are most likely to need it. It's very easy to edit, very easy to do everything. So hopefully you'll take advantage of that.
Okay. Yes, absolutely.
So you mentioned you've been in the selling this health insurance for limited benefit plans. For how many years have you been doing that?
Well, the limited benefits plan, I would say 6 years. Before that, life insurance.
Who were you selling life insurance for?
Oh boy, did some for Transamerica, some for, and mainly as a broker. But as a captive agent, I was with Transamerica for a while.
I've noticed people are doing these. There was a gentleman on the call yesterday, which I did not go live. He was on our Uber conference, which I never put on YouTube. He was working for some company I almost never heard of called Woodman of the World. It was a captive situation. And I get list of all the insurance agents in America, and I could see by the email address who they work for. And I noticed from one of the states that had a lot of at woodmanoftheworld.com. And I was wondering, how do you wake up in the morning and like only sell Woodman of the World? And the reason is that these mutual insurance companies, no matter how unknown they are sellable products because they're selling this retirement planning, these whole life policies where people put decent chunks of change in them. But Transamerica is a for-profit company based in Netherlands, which I suppose makes it hard to sell retirement planning vehicles in that type of financial service company. Is that correct, what I'm saying?
At times it can be, but no, it was pretty good. The challenge is being captive, selling, you're selling directly for Transamerica. If for some reason you had to go to another, the customer did not want to deal with Transamerica, you had a source, or you had somewhere you could go. The downside for you would be the commission. The commission was less than half.
Was that the World Financial Group, Transamerica, or?
No, it would be there's a company out there that deals with exclusive agents called Crump.
Oh, and Crump, and they've got all the companies. I do know that.
Yes, but downsides are commissions.
Just tell me what the commissions were. Do you recall what they were?
40-50%.
And you were selling it pretty much exclusively Transamerica on their term, final expense, Medicare, whole life. What was Transamerica? What was the product line that they were pushing primarily? What product?
It all depended. Final expense was really big. So is their IULs as well.
Right, but not their whole life. The for-profit companies have a problem with big whole life policies because they don't pay dividends like their competition, New York Life, Mass Mutual, Northwest Mutual. Yep. So they have to go more on the IUL or other products.
Well, the whole life was just priced out so high that you know most people couldn't afford it. You
right.
ended up getting a final expense.
Right. The illustrations on a mutual insurance companies are showing between 5 and 7%. But that's only on a mutual insurance company. For a for-profit company, it's nowhere near competitive. That's why you'll notice most of the captive agents are working for these large mutual insurance companies. Even small mutual insurance companies, which I mentioned, a company called Woodman of the World, which I hardly ever heard of. They have captive agents specifically for that reason.
Yes. Yeah. I think, it's very limiting. I think as a captive agent, you're doing the customer a disservice.
Well, it depends. If you don't have a way to sell products where you can make decent commission, what do you do? If you're only selling products, let's say final expense is specifically targeting older, poorer people who are poorer means they're broke. Selling financial products to people that are broke usually isn't a good idea.
Right. It's tough. A lot of lapsed policies. A lot of people, they pay for it 2 months, 3 months, and they can't afford it. You call them up and they say, well, my cable was due and I hadn't paid that, so I have to have my cable.
But Transamerica was big into final expense a couple of years ago. They had a change in their policy where that ended. I guess they figured out the same thing. Targeting broke people may not be the best idea.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people change their mind before they actually get the policy. I found they say yes, I'll take it. They get approved. Their payment. They say, can you start it on the first of the month or next month? You say sure, and they disappear.
I get you. So it's working. So right now you're working 8-9 hours a day, selling limited benefit plans.
That and short term as well. Yes. Now, I wouldn't say 8 to 9 hours a day, but short term as well. You're calling on the phone, and it's pretty simple. You ask them, I'll ask somebody, hey, do you pay for your own health insurance? They say yes. Are you happy with it? Well, no, of course not. Why aren't you happy? It costs too much.
It's very expensive with all these mandates and having everyone to be guaranteed acceptance. The cost is substantially higher unless you're getting that subsidy. It's really tough for people that have middle to upper incomes.
Yes. So what we find is that you can, whether it be short term or whether it be a limited benefit plan, it's going to be probably half of what you're paying on the exchange.
So someone who's middle to upper income, they're not a middle income person is not rich. They need the money to live. Giving that money to a health insurance company that they never use because they're relatively healthy seems ridiculous. And that's your ideal customer.
Right. And then also a lot of people have the high deductible where they're paying for everything along the way anyway. So it doesn't really make sense when you really look at your policy to see that you're paying, $1,000, $1,500 a month or $2,000 a month for a family. And you're paying every time you go to the doctor.
In essence, they don't have insurance. They are taking a risk, but that risk only is substantiated if they get sick. The vast majority of people in their 30s, 40s will never go to the hospital.
Right.
So they'll just put that money in their pocket.
Right. Now, plans that we offer, you could actually, like half, $900 or $1,000, and you can go to the doctor. So what's there not to like about that?
I guess if someone actually gets majorly sick, it will be a problem, but that's something that they will deal with later.
No, not really, because there's different ways you can protect them with critical illness policies, a hospital policy. There's a lot of ways you can protect them. And then they always have the ability to go back onto the exchange at any time.
So it is a niche market, which is specific to our time of having that guaranteed health insurance from the government, where you could go back. Without that option to go back, it would be problematic.
Right. Well, typically, you'd have to wait until open enrollment. But usually there's some kind of lifestyle change, and if there's a change, you would qualify to go right back on.
So if the person moves to a different city, if they're about to get smacked with a huge operation, they could always move to a different state and enroll there?
There's a lot of different things. I really don't want to get into specifics, but there's a lot of different ways, creative ways to
do it, to get back into the government program.
Correct. Yes.
So this is a niche market. I guess anytime they change rules and regulations and laws, there's always something that pops up to solve that need, to take advantage of the situation. And what you're selling exactly does that. It's a little bit, I know my company was offering contracts from major companies in that niche market. And I noticed there was a lot of certifications for every agent coming in. I just looked at that and my head started spinning, and I realized that market is more suitable for call centers, where they hire people and they force the people to learn the product.
Yeah, that's more of the exchange. Yes, that's more of the exchange product.
It was the limited benefit plan as well. We were offered contracts in that realm, and I had to, in my company, we had to, pass those certifications and tests. And I looked at them and I said, this is too complicated.
Right, and I suspect those companies are the companies that are in the ACA, but they're also trying to be in the limited benefit plan, and they're using the same principles. So you test if you're on the ACA, and they're making you test if you're using the fixed benefit.
It was both sides. It was we have all the. My company is contracted with all the ACA products, but we're currently not on the ACA. We have every ACA product out there. If someone sends me an email, david@naaip.org, we could get you contracting in a millisecond for any of those products.
Wow.
I suppose when we get more people in my office, more people doing what I'm doing, we'll get back into that limited benefit type plans, because there's only a few companies that have good products. The company that you're representing is one of them.
Yes.
So you've been doing this for 6 years, and when did you sign up for NAAIP free websites?
Oh, wow. I would say I was getting your emails and probably, I don't know, over a year ago, definitely over a year ago.
Did you ever put the website on your own domain name?
No, because I didn't quite understand it.
It's pretty complicated. Hey, my name's Chris. I'm a professional. I'm on the phone all day. I'm trying to cause people to really like me and trust me and feel I'm a great guy. So whatever you could do to cause them to have more of a connection with you, you should do. That's what it comes down to. So initially it was naaip.org/Chris. What you're supposed to do is go to GoDaddy.com or any of these domain companies, purchase a domain name such as chrissellsinsurance.com, something professional. That may not be the most professional, but usually your name, a word, and .com is the way to go. If I do screen sharing right now, let me do screen sharing, and we click to my company's main page, domains. You've got a coupon code from GoDaddy where you can get it. Initially, I believe it's either 99 cents or $5. We harken back to examples of good domain names. Choose something that makes you seem professional. There's a step 1 and step 2, which it takes approximately 3 minutes, and that'll help you in anything you do. I'm not sure. I don't care what you're selling. The more people feel comfortable with you, the more likely you are to close. Everyone is looking for the same thing. Everyone's looking for a professional person who's accessible and available. And somehow, some way, when the salesman says, I am the most professional person in the business, the client wants to some way to justify that. So if you come across online as the most professional, that's definitely a good place to go. And let's get off screen sharing right now. Let's get back to Chris. So if you get that done, it'll help you. And edit the website to what you do for a living, links to what you do for a living. I get this question all the time. Hey, do I have to contract with you? No. We've got over 13,000 people in our system. More the merrier. Ideally, it's a program. If we get 25,000, 50,000, it's the same cost to us. But you specialize in one particular part of the business. Eventually, you'll get back into life insurance. You'll get back into Medicare. You'll want to do something else, and you'll know that my company exists. We want to have the reputation of having game-changing good deals. Currently, we have game-changing good deals on various life insurance companies in the health insurance aspect of as well. You've got a job, stay at that job. What we do is we put these little advertisements on the website that pop up after 25 hits. To get rid of those advertisements, it's either $14.99, which may seem like a lot of money, but it's only a loan. If you ever make sales through us in the future, I will refund whatever you paid. And if you stay in this business long enough, you'll make sales through us because you'll notice that we do have much higher commissions than you could get anyplace else. So, why not? The quality of what we're offering on the website is superior to anything that you could find anywhere. It's specifically suited to what you do for a living. I've noticed that people who put video at the top, it looks really nice. Slider images at the top, people in the health insurance realm making linking, very click here to enroll. That's what you need, and we've built it for you. So you might as well take advantage of it. Okay, Chris, let's get back to you. So you've been in this business for 20 years. That's a long time. How did you start in the business?
Had a person, I was in retail sales, and I had a person that came in and liked how I sold them a product. I was actually a manager, and liked how I presented myself and sold him his product, and said, "I think you would do well at this." So I took him up on that offer.
And where did you start immediately afterwards?
I'm sorry?
What company or what product were you selling as soon as you got your license?
Was selling, oh boy.
You remember 20 years ago?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to think about it. It was kind of like a supplemental, safe driving plan. But it was, if you were in an accident, you would get like $300 if you went to the hospital, and then you would get so much per day. So it was an instant issue product, and it was, I think we called it the safe driving plan.
And so, how many years did you do that?
I would say probably about a year. I came in as like a manager trainee, and we would actually go out in the field and knock on doors, and to rural areas, and try to sell policies. The goal was, you see 10 people, you're going to sell at least one in a day, and but you had to give 10 presentations, not 10 door knocks, because 10 door knocks are pretty easy. 10 presentations, you're going to sell at least one, and we did that. We'd go out together in a car, and we would canvass the neighborhood.
Wow. And how much money did you make per week or per month or per policy?
Per policy, not much. Probably, oh boy, I don't know, $50 a policy.
So you were selling $50 a day? That's what you were making?
No. You would sell it. You'd get at least $50 a policy, and like I said, on a bad day, you'd get one.
And on a good day?
On a good day, you might get 6, 7.
Wow, but so then it's not great, but it was okay.
Yes, and then you had people working under you, so you got a little bit of money on them as well.
I get you. Okay, I put up some videos. Roy, I'm sure you have similar type of experience. You've been in the sales for quite a while. The skill sets that people need is to be good at face-to-face. They need to be good telephonically. The skill set to be good telephonically is easy. You're sitting in front of a computer. You speak to people 8 hours a day for multiple months. You eventually get good over the phone, whether you like it or not. Being good face-to-face, I suppose not doing what you did 20 years ago is the way to make that happen, which is knocking on doors. If you do that for a year, you'll get good at it, whether you like it or not as well. The dynamics of knocking on doors, as you mentioned, it's rural people in the country, people are a lot more friendly. If you go to rich neighborhoods in an urban area, no one's going to open the door for you. If they do, they are not friendly. So you have to specifically target lower income or people in the country. Those are the only people that are friendly when you knock on the door.
Yeah, and usually they're unemployed when you go during the day. So yeah.
Right, that's what it is. So the product line that anyone who wants to take this training program, if you walk into an insurance marketing company that says, "Hey, we'll train you," that is the training. If you're good telephonically and you're good face to face, you are trained. There's nothing you could. That is the training. The product line that one can sell face to face, door knocking, is final expense. That's the one good thing it's for. I know I'm speaking a lot about the top 5 life insurance. We're trying to get people to really get into that product line. But you cannot knock on doors about a retirement planning program. But you can knock on doors about final expense. You get a list of low income, older people, and you knock on the door and talk about final expense, especially if you couple that with an incentive-based marketing system, such as a free last will and testament, or a concierge service for final expense products. You'll be pretty popular, and that's a way to knock on doors during that first year of training, because that is the training. There's no if, and, or but. That's the training. So you did that for 1 year, and what happened afterwards?
I kind of drifted around a little bit, questioning whether I really wanted to do the insurance. I didn't realize how valuable it was at the time, and the learning experience. But eventually came back and started offering life insurance.
Was that through Transamerica?
No, eventually got to Transamerica. It was just through brokering, just kind of muddling around myself, trying to figure things out.
Were you? And the good thing about that first year, at least they were forcing you to work. You had a manager partner who caused you to work, and you were forced to pick up that skill set. And once you pick up that skill set, it doesn't go away. You notice you had a rap to you, which never left.
Yes, the manager. We had a regional manager who was he became a millionaire off of that. He started out cold calling, door to door, and became the regional manager and became a millionaire, and then retired and went into something else.
Right. I read some sort of statistic that 1 out of so many people who are millionaires in America today at one time sold insurance. And I suppose that's the reason. If you knock on doors and if you're really good face to face and you're really good telephonically, you're going to be good at a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah. This gentleman would walk into a house, knock on the door, walk into the house. TV would be blasting typically, and he would turn the TV off, walk over to the TV, turn it off, and he said, "I'll be much more entertaining than this."
If he's entertaining, he could sell yachts, boats,
yes.
Empire State Building, and that's why he's a millionaire.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. But I was like, what it took to do that. Not too many people would have the courage or the guts to go up in somebody's house and turn their TV off and then ask for a glass of water with 2 ice cubes.
And that's why he's a millionaire.
Yeah.
So you had the perfect training for anyone in the sales profession, which is knocking on doors. There's no better training.
Yes.
And since you had this charismatic gentleman who was your mentor, all you had to do is imitate what he was doing. Eventually you did it. And I get, after that type of training, I suppose things went well. So you figure, hey, the money's not good enough, just making $100, $200, a couple $100 a day. You should be making more money. So you decided to go on your own through the various brokerage companies. How many years were you muddling around through these various brokerage companies?
I would say probably 3, 4. And then, I saw the opportunity with Transamerica, and I thought it was good because I thought it would give me more structure, but it actually gives you more limitations. Being captive is more limitations and not more.
Were you making money during that 3-4 years as an independent insurance agent?
Yes. Not much, but yes, just as much as I was making when I went to be a captive agent. Yes.
But you were working much less? as an independent agent?
Yes.
So you're almost on a semi-vacation during that 3-4 year period.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Figure, hey, I have to get back to work. I'll go in through some structured big company name like Transamerica. Maybe that's going to help. I say, my name's Chris from Transamerica on the business card. Maybe that would help you.
Yeah, it didn't help me like I thought, but yes.
How many years were you in that structure of Transamerica?
Probably less than 2.
So we're fast forwarding 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. We're up to 6 years. You've been a licensed agent for 20 years. We knock off the 6 years of the limited benefit, so that we still have a big chunk of change after Transamerica.
Yes, and then just like I said, went back to brokering again, realizing I had more control, and I could work half as much and at least make the same as I was making there. I think what I realized, though, is that I didn't want somebody else to have complete control over me. I like the idea of the freedom. I could work when I want to. I can do a lot of different things. So it was fun, and it's fun now. I think the challenge now becomes, dealing with the pandemic. But for me, when I reflect back, it really hasn't changed things because you're doing it all over the phone anyway.
Right. You're always trying to sell as much over the phone as humanly possible because it's more efficient.
Right. And I'm licensed in several states, so yes. It makes life a lot easier. One of the challenges you also run into is as you're asking these questions, you're finding out they may not have life insurance. Most of them don't. And it gives me the opportunity to go back. That's what I need to get better at, is actually going back, spending the time, because there's a lot of diamonds out there that are just not touched.
I get you. You're definitely based on what you explained about the limited benefit plans. It is a niche market, which gets you in the door. And I have to mention to you, we have all the contracts except limited benefit, because I looked at that limited benefit contract about a year ago, and I was blown away by the complexity of it for new agents coming in, about recording the call and all this other stuff. So maybe we'll revisit that. But in the meantime, we just have these game-changing good deal with a top 5 life insurer, which is a mutual insurance company, which I believe is the only way to go, which is mutual insurance companies. You're pretty good on the phone. You've got the experience. You've got the G-force to close these. But traditionally, retirement planning vehicles, term life can only take you so far. People spend $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $80 a month on these term life policies, mortgage protection. But when you get up to where you can make a living, which is the retirement planning, that's, for the most part, it's going to be an index universal life or a whole life policy where the illustration is showing between 5 and 6%. Those are the sellable type products where you could pick up $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 per sale. Traditionally, this is done face to face, belly to belly. I suppose with the Zoom technology that you've perfected to a certain extent, it can be done telephonically. But if you're going to make $6,000, why not meet the people for that type of money? It's like, hey, that's a lot of money. Do I really need to make more than a sale a week to make a living? Right. And that's the traditional training that New York Life, Mass Mutual, Northwest Mutual, that's what they train these agents to do. They dress a lot better than me. I don't want to say that you don't dress nice, because you work on the phone, you don't have to. but that's the training that they have. That's the product line that my company has the best deal for. And right below you and our faces, it mentions email me if you want recruiter level contracting from a top 5 life insurance, a major final expense company. The major final expense company I may have mentioned to you, it's a company that has everything. We start agents at 122%. If you're going to sell that, you might as well do it through this system, and everything is good. We also have dozens of insurance in Medicare and health, which includes all the ACA products. The one company I can mention on this call is when you first signed up, I'm not sure if you even remember this, there was a click there for dentalplans.com. Right at the bottom, one of those banners. It may still be there if you haven't edited your website at all. When you click that, it takes you directly to a page, which is naip.org/dental plans with a dash. And if you click that, you could instantaneously get contracted. You'll be sent a link, and that will be your enrollment link. That pays 30% first year, 10% thereafter. And it's really just a discount health plan, similar to what a discount dental, because they've got the computer technology. They did add a discount health plan as well. Maybe it's similar to what you're selling, where it's a discount, but it's just a lot simpler, and you can get contracted immediately, as opposed to go through all that regulation, which you have to do on the limited benefit plans that you're selling. So hopefully you take advantage of the technology that we're offering. And let me ask you, Chris, what brought you back to NAIP system in the past couple of days?
Your emails.
Oh, the emails. Those are.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit more gumption, a little bit more aggressive. And that's because the technology is pretty good. When you signed up last year, it was good. I may have mentioned, hey, this is really good technology, but that's it. But now this is really good technology. I'm almost to the point where it's, hey, you're an idiot if you don't take advantage of it. I'm almost at that stage. Because it is a good deal. I've looked at the competition. In fact, I will go to the competition right now. I'm going to do screen. Let me I'm going to financial advisor. I'm going to Google the word. I'll do it right now. Let me go to screen share. I'll Google the word financial advisor website. Boom. The first one that pops up is advisorwebsites.com. First one that pops up. I'll click website plans. We've got the traction. It says here from $99 a month, which really means if you pay $99 12 months in advance. If you pay it on a monthly basis, they charge $12 more. The traction plan covers all this. Book a demo, compare our plans. But if you want the video at the top, which we have on all our sites, they charge an extra $100 per month. If a person's paying on a monthly basis, that's an extra $18. We take the Tycoon plan, which expansion plan just takes off the video. That's all it says. It adds the video. The Tycoon plan covers, they get rid of their advertisements at the bottom. So that takes you another $300 a month. So they're charging between $100 and $300 a month. But if we look at their example websites, the first one that pops up is a gentleman, these people, which is oakcrestadvisor.com. They've got the video at the top, which means they're paying either $2,400 up front or $218 a month. They've got the video at the top, which in my personal opinion, is not a good video because it's going forward instead of the people standing in one place. Eventually, it's going to go forward, then revert itself, which gives people a headache. You may have seen the YouTube videos from a couple of weeks ago where I went through that this is all copied content. We take a click here of 10 words. We do a Google search with quotation marks on it. And you'll notice hundreds and hundreds of websites with these same words, which means it's all copied content. Boom, boom, boom. Why is copy content bad? Google, when they started this business 20 some odd years ago, their goal was to have people use their stuff and to come back. In order for that to occur, people have to feel reasonably confident that they're getting good results when they do a Google search, which really means they get what they want, which you're looking for the real companies to appear at the top. So you've got these people paying between $100 and $300 a month who are being taken to the cleaners, literally taken to the cleaners, having a terrible website. It's not terrible, but it's also not very good at collecting client information. There's no call to action to fill out anything or to call. The phone number should be at the top of the website. The website technology that we're offering you is far superior to this. It's specifically designed for people like Chris, who sell these online products. Whatever situation you're in, I don't care if you sell health insurance, indemnity plans, life insurance, Medicare. My company is set up for that. And all I'm saying to people, hey, pay $14.99 a month to get rid of these banner ads or these little ads. If you ever end up selling through us at these higher commissions, I'll give you money back. It's set up well. So I could act a little bit more cavalier. That's really what it comes down to. So I suppose in a couple of weeks, there will be additional people in my office and we'll get even a little bit more aggressive, but there's a couple of more things that my programmer is doing. We are adding another 4 templates. We will be putting a CRM on the system. I hired a new programmer specifically for the CRM. The main programmer said it will take 2 months. This whole system is a database, so it's not very hard to add a CRM to it. The last will and testament, anything to do with incentive-based marketing is always a good idea. Anytime you give someone something that causes them to like you, that's a good place to go. If we go to NAIP at the very bottom, there's a bunch of clicks there under sales tools. One of them says last will and testament free will. It takes you to doyourownwill.com, which is a terrific idea. There are life insurance salespeople who become notary publics. They carry portable printers in the trunk of their car, and they give away free wills. And that causes people to really like you. Imagine if you've been doing this the past few years on these health insurance plans that you've offered, and you kept a copy of the will in your office. These people would be incredibly tied to you, have an incredible connection to you if you've been doing this for the last 20 years. And that's really what we're looking. That's what you should always be thinking to do. Any sort of incentive-based marketing system. So that's why we're getting a lot more aggressive on these emails that are going out to you, because I feel that the quality of what we're offering is just so darn good. But if you have a paying job, which it sounds like you do, Chris, stay at that paying job. And just keep in mind, if you need to sell life insurance through us, it will be substantially higher commission than you could get anyplace else.
Okay, great. Hey, a question for you. Appointment fees, who pays those? Like as an example with the insurance companies.
I will explain it to you. Different companies have different rules. The main final expense company that we are encouraging people to contract with, they pay all the appointment fees, which makes it good for you. And it's a very easy product to sell telephonically as well. For the most part, the insurance companies will pay your resident. Most insurance companies will pay the state resident appointment fee, but for non-resident, they'll take it off your commission. They'll make you pay it before.
Okay, like as an example, the top company you said that pays 122%.
They will not. In fact, I'm not even sure. I know they don't charge you for it. I'm not even sure. I'm like relatively new at this. I know they don't charge. Do they charge? Let me think. Yeah, I believe they charge for non-resident. And they'll take that off your pay. It's really the state of Florida, which is $60. California is $55, but the rest of the states are relatively low. The Midwest is usually $0. Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, those are $0. What is the appointment? If we Google the word appointment fees, there's a list there of all the appointment fees. Right. I'm pretty good at moving up the search engine, and I noticed that agents are Googling that, so I made a really nice page. If you want to add the word NAIP, insurance agent appointment fees, it'll definitely pop up, but I believe it pops to the top even with the word just appointment fee, and you'll see all the appointment fees.
Okay.
And what else we need to? So Chris, so you were muddling around in the independent. Were you after you left Transamerica? Did your income go up?
Slightly, yes, it did.
And you were working less or more?
Less.
So what were you doing with all that free time?
Everything. Enjoying myself.
So you were enjoying yourself more?
Yes.
So what made you decide to enjoy yourself less and get back to work on the phone 8 hours a day?
Want to make more money. Really want to, make more money, and you're also helping people. It's fun. Actually, if you get somebody on the phone, it's pretty fun. It's pretty interesting, pretty fun, and the ones that aren't very nice, you get them off the phone right away. But other ones,
remember, your job, your profession is only fun if you're good at it. Since you've acquired 20 years, 30, multiple years of selling, you got good at it. So for you, it's fun. For a new person coming in, it may not be so fun because they're not good at it yet.
Yeah, but it takes time. It takes, you just have to have, patience. And if you can watch somebody, it's incredible. If you have the opportunity to sit down and watch somebody, it's pretty simple because you're moving on. It's a game. It's a numbers game. So you're just moving on to the next person. You're going to get people that yell, scream, hang up the phone. You just laugh. Wow, I'm glad I got rid of that early in the day. And you just go on to the next. And some people, no matter what, you're not going to sell them. They just want to talk all day. And you have to.
I get you. There's a method to the madness. I worked in a call center way back in the day. And if we click around, I'll do screen sharing again. Let me share my screen. I will Google the word selling final expense by phone. These links I made a YouTube video probably 2 years ago based on this page that went to the top of the search engine. Chris, when you do have time, maybe not right now, but when you have time, I would like you to critique this sales script. I believe it's pretty accurate. Hello, Mr. XYZ of Senior Alliance of Boca Raton, and it gives you the explanation of exactly what I say. But as a basic rule, after reading the sales script, you will notice that it's really causes to not to get hung up on initially. That's why we use a upper income city in a charity sounding name like Senior Alliance. Whatever you could do not to get hung up on, that is the key. At a certain point, you give 2 or 3 paragraphs, maybe 30, 40, 50 seconds, trying to build up yourself as offering a needed product. You will ask them a question that the answer will only be right. No open-ended questions. Open-ended questions cause these people to think. If they think too much, they will hang up on you. And once they seem to be interested in on the product that you're offering or the need that you're solving, you somehow, some way become their friend, have more conversation, and close the deal as a general rule. Let me get back to Chris. Let me see what he has to say about that. Would you say that's a general rule of how stuff is sold over the phone?
Yes.
There's nothing more to it. There's no training.
Right.
Somehow, some way, don't get hung up on it at the beginning of the call. Provide information that causes you to be believed as a needed professional. You're still a little bit uneasy that these people will hang up on you, so you don't want to have them think too much. If they think at the beginning of the call, they're going to hang up on you. If you could overcome those barriers, at a certain point, you ask for the order. Let's get Chris. Chris is much more expert at this. I stopped doing this years ago. So you're in this generation, you're still doing it. I did it in the last generation.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're finding out what their needs are. You ask them a few questions, make them feel comfortable, and then let them know the process. And you're asking for the sale right at the end. It's
boom. That's all it is.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to see that sales pitch, naip.org, towards the bottom, it says there's something for sales tools. It's in alphabetical order. there was a sales pitch written for annuities, one for Medicare, another one for final expense. It's all in alphabetical order. And all of these 3 sales pitches went to the top of the search engine. After I saw it went to the top of the search engine, I made YouTube videos, just me reading the sales pitch. But I suppose I should make one for mortgage protection and term life and whatever else I could think of, because it's all the same sales pitch.
And just let them know you're not going to take all their time. You're going to make it fast and easy for them.
Right. And I've noticed pausing was the killer. At the beginning of the conversation, if you pause, that would
They hang up.
They hang up. Anything that causes these people to think, they hang up. They're like, because what are they going to think about? Like, why am I letting this guy call me? I'm like,
yes.
That's the main thing they're thinking about. Is like, why? I was just enjoying myself watching a TV commercial. So if one does have an anchor man type quality voice, they're much less likely to hang up on you, which fortunately Chris has. And that's probably why you're working on the phone and making money.
Yeah, like I said, it's fun. It's really fun and then you're learning. Every phone call, you're learning something. And it's an experience. It's a fun experience.
Okay, so you signed up for NAIP a year ago. You got these every couple of week email blast that gets sent out. I don't want to say it's blast. It sounds bad because it says hello, Chris. So apparently it was just to you, no one else.
Right. Well, part of it is I get them all the time, but a lot of them go to spam, so I don't always see that. So I can tell you this though, it works, because I'd get upset if I didn't see your email.
Right. What I'd like you to do, Chris, if you could do me a huge favor, go into that spam folder. You'll do a search for everything that was sent from David at NAIP and get it out of the spam, because it causes other stuff. The reason I only send out these emails every couple of weeks is specifically because I don't want stuff going to spam.
Yeah. But no, it's funny because it works. Because I'm like, well, what happened?
Right, but we haven't really called anyone. I don't have people in my office telemarketing the 13,000 plus people that have signed up for this the past couple of years. I could be that it's a waiting game to have as the quality gets better and better. But we are at that point where I could hire multiple other people in my office, because we are offering something that really is needed. And something that's the quality is definitely there, which may not have been when we started this a couple of years ago.
I think if you take the time and look at it, which I'm going to do after this, it'll make more sense. I think a lot of people say, I'll get back to it, and they never do.
Right. And, we're dealing with a lot of people that are hardly in this business.
Yes.
You may not know this. A lot of people come into this insurance business that are hardly in it. A year or two later, their license expires. They're not in it. And that's really what's going on. But I do have a plan to get people better deals, which is more simple than it's ever been. Last year and before that, my company was offering contracting for 100 different insurance carriers, which was probably too confusing. We're saying to you, you want life insurance? There's 2 companies. Final expense one, traditional life insurance through a top level mutual life insurance company, the other. And that's it. Learn the product, make money, enjoy life. That's really what it is. If you're into Medicare or health, we've got all those as well. The problem I have with Medicare or health, all the companies are offering very similar, if not the same commission levels. There's no variation. So I cannot offer substantially more, but on life insurance I can, which makes it easier. Are you going to be, are you an independent indemnity health insurance agent where you could work for anyone?
Yes.
So whatever makes money, that's what you'll sell.
Yes. But I found that this product, there's a few products that really stand out, and they're just, to me, better. If the plans are much richer, and they seem to work, because but you're right. If you give too many choices, what ends up happening is people won't make a decision.
Right. So if you could couple the product that you're selling to be their complete financial advisor, that would be a good place to be for you.
Yes.
You could have, instead of these people going to New York Life or Mass Mutual and forking over $400, $500, $600 a month into those type of plans, they do it with you. That would be a good place to be.
Absolutely. Yes.
And that's what you can do through the top 5 life insurance company, which I did have on your screen before, which I will put back. I just have to find it. Email I'll put it right back. Those products traditionally have to be sold belly to belly. But with your skill set and these people knowing you by this initial product that they've bought from you, you could pull it off. It's showing an illustration that's showing $500, $600, $700, $800 a month, which you make, that amount of thousands of dollars, which is a nice place to be. If you could pull this off on a telephonic Zoom basis, that's as good as you'll get.
Well, what I'm finding is a lot of people, even though we have the COVID going on, a lot of people like it better, the Zoom or the phone call, because it's just easier. They don't have to go home. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to clean their house. They can just do it right on a Zoom call.
Right.
They can do it on a phone call.
What it really comes down to, if you have the skill set to pull it off, very few people, a very small percentage of the people have that skill set. You, Chris, I don't want to give you too many compliments because you'll get really egotistical, but I believe you have the skill set to pull it off.
Well, thanks. But you don't know. You have to do. It's a numbers game. It really is a numbers game, and you have that elevator pitch. You have a short period of time, and I would say with that, it's not going to be a one-call close.
Right. It's not going to. But if they don't buy it from you, they're going to buy it from someone else.
Somebody, yes.
So if somehow, some way, the sales pitch that my company is using, those periodic emails every couple of weeks, we're trying our darndest that they don't go into spam, so I don't overdo it. I started doing SMSs maybe every couple of months. And I guess as I feel more and more confident in this system, maybe there'll be multiple people in my office making outgoing phone calls. But I suppose your system would be similar. You've got multiple hundreds of people, maybe thousands of people that bought these indemnity plans from you the last couple of years. Rekindle that relationship and realize, hey, in fact, I remember the sales pitch I used years ago. You go into the house with a very simple product that they were going to buy because you were offering the best deal. And at a matter of fact, hey, this is what even though I'm selling you this product, this is what I really do for a living. Because they're always interested in like who you are, where you're coming from. And this is what you really, your passion. Your passion is giving people a secure retirement. And if that's done and even though you haven't done this in the past, you would have to rekindle that fact of your life, which is what you really do for a living, because the indemnity plans that you sell do not pay $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 per sale.
No. So
if you could pull that one off, life would be really good.
Absolutely.
We would have servants imagine people in your background. You would have waiters, maitre d's wearing suits and nice clothes, serving you tea as you're making these phone calls.
Yeah, and I'm in my shorts. Yeah.
They'll say, "Who's that guy in the background? Carrying a tray like this?" But if you can pull it, it can be pulled off. But it's the term life stuff is not enough. The final expense stuff is not enough. It's really the retirement planning which brings in the money.
Right.
And that's really what my company is gearing this entire system for, because it's the way to get people to make a living. Otherwise, it's a sad story. People come in the business and they leave the business, and they muddle around. And when you're working for these Transamerica, when you were a career agent for them, they were not pushing that product because they were not a mutual company, so you really couldn't do it to an extent.
Yeah, they offered the universal life, and it was pretty good. But I think they offer a lot of different things, and it's different. Being there is different. Like I said, I like the idea of having the freedom.
Well, plus you were at half the commission, and it wasn't a mutual company. So those two facts made it a difficult proposition.
Right.
Okay, Chris, whatever I could do for you, did you, I suppose you have not put the website on your own domain name, is that?
That's correct. I'm going to do it, though. I am going to do it.
Yeah, get it done. Get it done. It's a, if you sell through us or sell through Payne Weber, Smith Barney, it makes no difference. This is a computer program.
Yes, but I would like to look at your IULs. I definitely would like to do that.
Okay. I cannot mention the name of the company where it says top 5 life insurance company, but I do know they're in the top 3 index universal life companies sold in America.
Okay.
So I'll send you over that contracting, and hopefully you learn the product line. These are the product lines of these major insurance companies are much more complicated than a final expense. The sales pitch of a final expense is, hi, Mr. Smith, you've lived your entire life in dignity. At your funeral, you do not want people passing a hat. That is the sales pitch of a final expense. And sign here, pay the $40, $50, $60 a month.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to learning the product line so one can pivot from one product to another. Yes. And that's how people make money.
Yeah. One of the other pitches, you don't want them to focus on the bill. You want them to focus on your memory at your funeral.
Wow. Oh, that's learn something every day. Like you say, you learn something every day. Imagine that. So people pass on and they're focusing on the financial aspects that there's not enough money to put the body in the ground. That's hugely embarrassing to any human being.
Right.
And that's what final expense insurance agents are. That's their sales pitch. Yes. The sales pitch of these retirement planning companies or product line is the illustration. The illustration sells itself. That's all it is. It's just illustration. When people get contract, if they learn to illustrate and they learn to illustrate, that's all it is. Learn to illustrate. And once you pick up that skill set, that's where you pick up these $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 commissions. Okay, Chris, I do thank you for being here today. So I suppose I will send you over that contracting, but let's get that website on your own domain name. After you do properly host your website, which is very simple, yournameaword.com. Keep it short and simple, short and sweet. On our page about nape.org/buy-domain, you see examples of good domain names. For the most part, whatever makes you seem professional. Let's not get fancy. Let's try not to get cute. Just nameword.com.
Okay.
It should sound good when my name is from XYZ, very professional, similar to what Smith Barney, Payne Weber, what these people have done. Immediately afterwards, you will look at that 13-minute video about moving up the search engine, and you'll notice it's based on original content and time on site. Hopefully, you'll take advantage of that. Then you'll get to Google Local and Bing Places, Google Maps. And, based on that, everything will be a little bit easier. These people will be much more likely to remember who you are.
Okay.
And that's what it comes down to. I do thank you for being here. Chris, do you have any questions before we head out?
No, you did a great job. Thank you. Appreciate your time, and I look forward to your email.
Life is just so darn good. Okay, I'll see you then, Chris.
All right, take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, I do thank everyone on this call, all my family and friends on YouTube. As I did mention to Chris, my goal in 2021 is to be a star on YouTube. My technique is similar to what these other I don't want to say jokers, but I just said the word jokers. These other jokers these other entities that are massively recruiting insurance agents have major flaws in their sales pitch. And the reason they have massive flaws in their sales pitch is because there's a massive flaw in this industry that the vast majority of new insurance agents are not suitable for this business. They will not succeed. So these entities are trying to get as much money as humanly possible out of you before you go on to another job. NAIP is a technology company. We've created a game-changing, good piece of technology that will help anyone. We don't have to beat around the bush. This system is designed to get a percentage of every insurance agent, financial planner in the business. And in order for that to occur, we have to shoot straight and offer something that's in your best interest, which is exactly what we're doing. I do appreciate that Chris was on this call. You did notice that Chris was suitable for this business, and that's why he's in this business. He may have been suitable when he started, but after the training of knocking on doors for a year, and now 6 years doing telemarketing, he's super suitable for this business, and he quite possibly can pull off collecting $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 per sale on these retirement planning programs, and that's a good place to be. This is a skill set which can be attained. It helps if you have natural talent. The website technology and the high contracts that NAIP offers is definitely something that will help you get there. I do thank you for being here. I will be here I will be here Saturday. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 12 noon Eastern time, Saturday, Sunday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and have a terrific rest of the day.